Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Monday, March 7th, 2022, a little after 3 p.m. Eastern. We will be having a Time for Change call this Wednesday, and it's going to be deeply involved with the status of the planet and the progression of the light. That's at 9 p.m. Eastern. If you go looking in every planet and galaxy, in this entire universe of creation, you'll find that there is nobody out there who is exactly like you. You are very special. You are truly incredible. Everything about you is so unique and absolutely perfect as it is. And I'm not making this up. Just go talk with any scientist. There's nobody exactly like you in the entire universe. So you can sit back right now and simply feel how special you truly are. This is your new daily sacred practice of simply being your most natural, beautiful self without any effort at all. The most sacred path in this life is always the most natural one. You are given the gifts of the gods. You create your reality according to your beliefs. Yours is the creative energy that makes your world. There are no limitations to the self except those you believe in, Seth. The universe is always showering each of us with abundance. It's constantly, deeply eternal loving us and creativity in life. It's perpetually giving us energy through the sun, oxygen in the air, food, water, and the electric pulse of our beating heart. This gift of energy is what makes us vibrantly alive human beings. Anytime we feel needy, desperate, lacking, or in a state of demanding desire, we've simply forgotten about these deep, eternal love, which the universe is offering. We've become ungrateful towards life and are trapped in the illusion of lack. And whenever we stop appreciating this life, life stops appreciating us. And our typical, flowing, easy day suddenly becomes a perpetually challenging and painful adventure. The baseline truth to this: the universe is a magical manifesting playground that is happy to give us whatever we want, whenever we want it. We simply choose to believe fully that we can receive it and trust in the mysterious process and how it comes to us. We were all built with a connection so light, so tight with the universe that it knows exactly what we want before we want it. So our job is not necessarily about asking the universe for what you want, yet more along the lines of feeling that your desire is already on its way to you. And understand, you gotta get that what is it, unworthy feeling, or saying that the undeserved, I shouldn't be asking for this, and I really don't deserve this, and, whatever your mind focuses on always multiplies and expands. Always. There's no exceptions. It always does. And when you focus on lack, you create more lack. Lack attracts lack. While feelings of appreciation and gratitude attract more abundance. simply by shifting towards the feeling of being grateful, we start to manifest a greater abundance of goodies. This mind somehow forgets about what you thought you were missing in life and is happy about what it does have. The real question then becomes, how devoted are you to the feeling of perpetually receiving what you want and keeping your mind off the feeling of not getting what you thought you wanted and don't have? Now, whenever we send out the energy of desperation, it's like proclaiming to the universe that we are beggars and not the actual masters of our lives. When we follow the thoughts and feelings of desperation, it becomes a form of lying to ourselves and the universe, and we are pulling a poverty veil over our own eyes. If we've been lying to ourselves for years, it can seem easier to stay in what's old and comfortable than to be wrong about our entire way of being and step into something new and liberating. The complaints, excuses, and manipulative masks we will always support desperation consciousness. The complaints, excuses, and manipulative masks we wear will always support desperation consciousness. These are all part of what we need to release, choose to release, and give up if we are to manifest the life of our dreams. There is nothing positive that manifests from sending waves of desperation out into the world. It actually makes you feel more needy than you truly are, and thus have to work harder to manifest something that was easy to receive. It's quite possible that one day you will receive what you want from this needy place, yet it will always come in a slower and more challenging way. This universe always wants us to learn how amazing, unstoppable, and divine we truly are. I find it's quite ridiculous to think that we are getting what we want by choosing to feel we are lacking something. The mind may think that if we act more desperate, then other people will have pity on us and then want to give us what we desire and make us temporarily happy. People tend to run far, far, far away from those who are filled with neediness. Desperation does not make anybody truly excited about life. Over time, it creates hypertension in our body and a generalized state of panic in the mind, and desperation is definitely not a turn on or aphrodisiac for anything. For every great work and accomplishment has been brought into manifestation through holding to the vision. And this, just before the big achievement arrives, comes apparent failure and discouragement. Lawrence Scovel Shinn. A highly orgasmic conscious being is one who has made close friends with desperation. The mind will allow the needy feeling to be there when it arises, yet doesn't buy into the story and never ever acts on it. This person allows their mind to open up into the most expansive experience and feeling possible. This expansive vibration is our natural state and begins the very moment the mind stops and the desperation saboteur falls off its track. When you want, or when you watch your mind long enough, you'll find that it's always investing its time and energy into some creative thought project. The mind is always creating something, sending out waves of manifesting energy in a variety of directions. When you bring your attention towards those thoughts, which makes your smile ignite, your eyes sparkle, and your heart sing, you stop the desperation addiction and become a manifesting magnet for what you desire. There are no accidents or coincidences in this world. Nobody is by chance. Everything you experience, any of us experience, is a direct manifestation of where we focus our attention and hold our vibrations. Now, if you feel that you're super stuck in playing the same desperate, poor me victim game every day of your life, just stop and look underneath your desire. See exactly what it is you truly want. What is it that your heart is actually yearning for? Does it want to be loved, feel wanted, feel important, safe, cared for, precious, special, free, rich, or simply just happy? If your body-mind is a manifesting machine, think about how ridiculous it is for you to continue to choose feeling desperate, needy, and continue manifesting more of what you do not want. Success in this life is simple. Just flip the switch in your mind and refocus on the feeling of what you do have instead of what you do not have. If you think you have nothing, always remember that as long as you have a body, you will have a mind with some form of creative imagination. This creativity is divine, and it is the greatest gold mine you're ever going to find. When you start using it to consistently imagine yourself having what you want and how that feels to have this in your life right now, you ignite your magical manifesting powers to attract that one thing from the furthest edges of this universe. We are always more powerful than our minds imagine that we are. We are always more powerful than our minds imagine that we are. This is the programming that we are here to unplug from and realize the divine truth. That all of us are all-powerful, sacred, divine beings who can create anything. Anything. And yes, inside us is a power that is as brilliant, amazing, and as large as the sun. We have the energy inside of us to give life and manifest anything. Whatever idea, person, thing, money, or love your heart desires can come to fruition. Just say yes to it all day long. Do this, and your life will turn into an outrageously successful adventure. Are you ready to shape your life exactly how you want it to be this week? Ask yourself that. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted. And I'm sure we all are. And the first thing that we care to do is relax our bodies. It's always the first thing in the morning. You would think you were relaxed, lying in bed, waking up, but you'd be amazed. Some people wake up and they feel drained, tired, stressed. Other people wake up, they feel fidgety, uncomfortable, disarrayed. So relaxing the body is an art form. It's a practice. It's a mastership. So when you relax the body. Remember, the body is a magnetic sponge, and it pulls everything in. Every thought, every worry, stress, fear, anxiety, the body absorbs. Now the ego mind, of course, is constantly interjecting all kinds of energy thoughts. Woe is me, I'm worried, what are we going to do? How are we going to do this? What if this happens? What if that happens? So you focus on your breath. Focus on your breath. Easy in through the nose and easy out through the mouth. It's natural. When you do this, you move yourself into the now. The now is omnipotently powerful because the now stills your mind, your ego, and your subconscious mind. It stills them, which means that you step outside of them. You're no longer interacting with them. And then that mind chatter we all have, that noise, gone. See? And you're in quiet. You're in the eye of the storm. And it's totally peaceful. And see, being in the now is the only way that we're going to master the ego mind and the subconscious mind. It's the only way. Others have tried many different paths to it, but they finally discovered that the only way is to relax the body through the breath. Focus on the breath. The breath is now, moment to moment. So you remove yourself from all of the hustle bustle, all the thinking, all these thoughts. We generate over 60,000 plus thoughts a day. Each of us do. We do, that we send out to the universe. Not only that, we've got tens of millions of thoughts flying by us like clouds in the sky. Tens of millions. They're like programs. And another thing that we don't know is that they're not ours. They're all the thoughts that ever have been, ever will be on this planet, and all the civilizations, everything. They're just running around on this planet. All those thoughts. But in the now, that body of yours that you're in drops. Everything drops. You fall into the heart mind. All those stresses, worries, fears, anxieties that are artificial, that aren't anything but thoughts, are gone. This is a practice that every ascended master has mastered, of always being in the now. The body ends its suffering when we're in the now. It's no longer stressed. It's de-stressed. I mean unstressed, not distressed. And everything falls off. It's important for us to be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with ourselves at all times. And to be in the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal gratitude. Now, we get thoughts, and we're in the now, right? You're on your breath, working, you're just focused on your breath. But you see, all these thoughts, a lot of us get distracted, and we grab on, and we ride them, and it moves us out of the now, and it catapults us into the future or the past, and it distracts us. Now, are any of us exempt from this? No, we're not. We all experience it from time to time. So when that happens, could happen 100 times a day or more. You say, it's okay. I'll focus on my breath and I'll be in the now 3,000% of the time, which means every single time. It is a choice for each of us. It's like you say, do I choose to stay in the now? Because you know how to stay in the now. Or do I choose to wander incessantly into the past or into the future that doesn't exist? Do I choose to focus on the now so that my journey within is that much more? Now, when you look into your body, you know that you are not the name, you are not the personality, you are not the character. You are not your status. You are the God, the soul, the pure consciousness, the love. Now, you know that you flow through the body. The body has 7 lights. Each one's a different color. 7 lights, each one's a different color. Now, they're not like colors on this planet. They're a lot more vibrant. What the heck are they? Well, on this planet, they're called chakras. And definition of chakra is wheel. So these are wheels of light going from the tailbone to the top of the head. They're spirit etheric energy. We, the gods, are spirit etheric energy. So we travel through them. We know these bodies as the gods that we are, right down to the quantum quark. This is why our journey of rediscovery within will come to a full conclusion that we are the power of healing these bodies. We'll be able to heal them in a blink of the eye. Not there yet, of course, but we're on our way. Now picture yourself standing in front of 3 pads, 3 golden pads. Now the one you're facing is the now. It's one in the center. One on the left is the past, one on the right is the present. Now that you look at them, and they all seem very similar, you see that the trees have formed a canopy, and this is a golden shimmering canopy of leaves and branches and everything. And you see that the path is this brilliant emerald green flaming grass. It appears to be grass. But you notice a significant difference between the one in the center and the one on the left and the right. The one on the left is the past. It's really worn. The one on the right is the future. It's really worn. And the one that you're standing in front of or on is the now. It looks brand new. Now, we all reminisce, and things will, you'd be driving somewhere, you'd be talking with somebody, you could just be doing nothing and sitting. And we go into the past. We have a library. Each of us has a custom library. It's personal to us. This library is our subconscious mind, which copies everything that the ego mind puts out there. In fact, it copies everything and everything, nothing and nothing. All past lives, future lives, it's everything. So we'll go there. We'll open the door, turn on the lights, grab some movies off of the shelves, one of the shelves, and some books and pictures, and we'll go sit in the easy chair and we'll watch some movies and we'll reminisce. We'll have a good time. We all do it. We're not exempt from it, and it's fun. And we'll even look at some of the things that we have done in the past and say, I'm not going to do that again. But yet then we put everything away, turn the light off, shut the door, move forward in life. But some of us, and I don't believe it's conscious, I believe it's unconscious, will stay there so darn long that we end up bringing it into a future that doesn't exist. We create that future from that past, and we relive that past and that future. And you will notice that some people will say, no matter what we do, we always end up here. Now, we create our futures in the now. In fact, everything happens in the now. But all of us will wander, and we'll ask ourselves, when is this going to happen? When am I going to have enough money to enjoy my life? When am I going to be healthy enough to enjoy my life? When am I going to be happy? And we're constantly asking these questions. Some of us will go to external authorities that will tell us what's going to happen, when's it going to happen. You know, you're going to meet your lifelong romantic partner in the next 3 months. Here's the scenario. Or you're going to come into a lot of money in the next month. And so this is external authority, so if we believe it, we end up creating it. And then when we look forward to it, what happens if it doesn't happen? We suffer. Worry, stress, fear, anxiety, frustration, disappointment. See, in the now, you're deeply grateful for the very moment. You aren't interested in tomorrow, and you aren't interested in the past. Just the now. Now, we have parts of the gods that are asleep. We deeply love them just as much as the ones that are awake. But they don't participate because they haven't woken yet, and they choose to wake up in their own time. The ones that we really heavily interact with are the parts of ourselves that are awake to a certain extent, consciously aware, which means that we know that we are of and from the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest, eternal love. Now, it doesn't matter if parts of us are 1,000 billion light years away. We're one. We're always one. We're always connected. All the gods that we are. Because we're all part of each other. It's always the way it's been. It's always the way it'll ever be. Now, this is all the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. And this is in the Gugaplexes, throughout existence and beyond. One Gugaplex fills this universe with not even one square sacred inch of sacred space to spare. This is the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the cherubim. This is the ascended masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Christ, El Morya, Abundantia, Pella, Thoth, Yahweh, Yeshua. This is all the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, and beneath earth. All of our loved ones who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. All the off-worlders, galactics, and celestials. Now, the light energy beings and the different light spectrums who come in shapes, color, sizes, forms, configurations, which we don't see because the eyes we have with these bodies, we only see 1% of what is. We don't see those in the infrared, the red, the violet, the ultraviolet, the blue, the ultra blue, the green, the ultra green. We don't see those. But there is a group that these bodies are intimately connected. The fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the elementals, the magics, earth, air, water, fire, ether, wood, mermaid, dolphin, whale, pegasus, unicorn, centaur, and minotaur. Now ask your body, and I think we all know this, without air, water, fire, earth, wood, ether, would we be able to stay in these bodies? No. We need these. The body needs them to sustain itself. But we're very intimately connected to the elementals magic. Now, the Ascended Masters, they've ascended into physical form, have mastered physical form. They've ascended out of physical form, they hold pure consciousness God form. We have ascended into physical form. We are in the process of mastering physical form. We are creating our experiences to perfect our creation. Now, the archangels, cherubim, seraphim archetypes. This is actually a civilization that vibrates at a different frequency than we do. Now, the gods within their bodies and the gods within our bodies are one. Now, we don't see them like we see each other, but we meet with them, and not necessarily are we walking somewhere and say, oh, there's an angel I'm going to have a conversation with. We meet with them, and we just have conversations with complete strangers, and we like it. It's fun. It's not a negative, and so we have these conversations, and sometimes after the conversation, and we go about our day, whatever, we say to ourselves, "That was an angel," and then you feel bliss. This happens every day. Right now, there is somebody communicating and meeting an angel. They've been with us for a very long time. Tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of years. Now, they have a message they've been delivering to us for eons. And the message comes right down to it. Isn't it absolutely magna glorious to be alive in these bodies? Because we don't know this because of our amnesia. So we embrace the material physical world and we ignore the God world within us. So how are we going to know what it's like to be outside the body? When you leave that body, when you decide to leave that body, do you think you eat, sleep, drink, make love, hold hands, kiss, run, walk, breathe, see through these eyes, laugh? Do you do that? No, none of it. Zilcho. Now, can you imagine something? In the event that we knew this, what do you think would be different? If all of us knew how absolutely phenomenally fortunate we are to be in these bodies and what it was like not to be, so we could make that comparison, what do you think would happen? I think that we would really, really be deeply grateful every second we are in these bodies. Every moment precious, priceless. Now, they can surround any one of us at any one time in the tens of millions. Because of their vibrational frequency, they can house a large number in a small area. Now, the off-worlders, galactics, celestials, over 1,000 species travel through the solar system every day. Trillions throughout the universes every day. We are familiar with a small group: Pleiadians, Sirians, Arcturians, Andromedans, Feline, Zeta Reticuli, Anunnaki, Nords, Greys, Draco, Reptilian, Golden Pyramid, Avian. This particular group has been assisting us in our evolution, enlightenment, ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. Now, we're all together, always together, believe it or not. And hundreds of millions of us, consciously aware to a certain extent, focused on this planet. Complete liberation. I mean, complete liberation. and elimination of the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies. No escape. Period. And so to speak, we're arm in arm, hand in hand, in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, prosperity, abundance. And we're all one. And we're all God. And we're all love. And our God force, love, light, energy isn't all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And it grows, intensifies, and expands. We immediately form a white fire circle of light around the equator of this planet, Earth, Gaia, Arya, in this now. This circle of white fire emanates from the gods within these bodies, all of us. And it is what? What is it? The highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest, eternal love. And it's flooding this planet, saturating and permeating all life, the highest supreme value in the universes. Now, we begin to ascend above the planet, and we come in immediate contact with this massive ocean of glitter. Now, it isn't like how you would perceive like an ocean of glitter here in this planet. It's far more than that. And to describe it, we really have to go outside the box. We start off with this massive ballroom globe, mirrors, perfectly etched, reflecting light. We've seen them. They turn slowly, and they reflect light, depending on how big or how small the mirrors are. Smaller the mirrors, more light's reflected. Almost be it. Then it becomes glitter. But this one is about 1 trillion times larger and 1 trillion times more intense. Then we have this massive grand finale fireworks display and massive grand finale laser light show display. Nothing like you'd see on this planet, on any three of them. So we combine them all into one massive crescendo. And that's about as close as we'll get to describing the ocean of glitter. Now, we're curious, so we look to the reflective points of this ocean of glitter. And as we get close to them, we find that they're little tiny microscopic mirrors. So we enter them. And we discover that all of us that are in physical forms are learning and teaching from one another. It's infinity and beyond, never ends. But see, most of us are so preoccupied with the physical, external world, material world, that we skip it, we miss it. We see a bird, we don't see what that bird is teaching us. We just see a bird. We see a dog, we don't see what that dog is teaching us, we just see a dog. The same with a cat, same with everything. Same with a rock, same with a tree. But when you go within, you notice everything without judgment, just watching. And you ask yourself, what is that bug teaching me? What is it about this bug that crosses my path at this very moment? Is that a coincidence? No. It's a design. It's a manifestation. Why did that flock of birds fly over there and land over there on the ground? What are they teaching me? What have I learned from my dog or my cat? What have I learned from the sky, the clouds? What have I learned from the oceans, the waters? It goes on and on and on. We're either teaching or learning, or both. We were taught that the tree, right? That the tree is life, right? But that's not true. It's the God that enters the tree that gives the tree life so that the tree can sustain the God to experience physical life in that tree. We're immediately met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is the column of light that we created to remind us all, the gods that we are within these bodies, that we are the power of healing. We are then met with the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all, the gods that we are within these bodies, of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. We are then met with the white fire. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all that from head to toe, inside and out, we are protected with a white fire armor. Nothing like the armor that you would experience on this planet, way beyond that. Now, this white fire armor emanates from the gods within these bodies that we're in. Pure, deep, eternal love. The highest of the highest high vibrational frequency. Coded in it. So no lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies, no demon possession, no attachments. Period. Ever. Ever, ever. See, they can't come close to us when we maintain that type of high vibrational frequency. They'll vaporize. So they leave us alone. They stay away. But if you decide to lower your vibrational frequency low enough, whether consciously or unconsciously, through hatred, anger, fear, greed, dishonesty, revenge, manipulation, hurriedness, you will create a breach in your white fire armor. Enough so to allow all lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies come flooding in. Then there's all kinds of possibilities for demon possession attachments and many other avenues. So if you do decide to do this, you're immediately met with the double column of light. First part of this column we created is the purple transmuting flame. We created this part of the column to remind us all that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame. We can transmute all of these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance, sending them to pure consciousness where they are no more. Then we have the second part of this column of light, the violet ray. This is the column of light that we created to remind us all that we can bring in the violet ray right behind the purple transmuting flame. We can cleanse and purify the area where these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies were, sealing the breach in our white fire armor, restoring our vibrational harmony to the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal love, gratitude, peace. We're then met with the golden white pink light. This is the column of light that we created, all the gods that we are within these bodies. That we are the sun, the sunlight, the rain and the rainbows, the sun sets and the sun rises. The trees, the forest, the earth, the soils, the animals, the oceans, the rivers, the lakes, the streams, the mountains, skies and the clouds. Everything. Everything is us. And we're everything. Now, we were taught to be undeserving, to feel minuscule, powerless, guilt, sin. So we would look at things like a sunset and say, isn't that beautiful? when in our natural state of being through our heart minds, you would say, that's the God that I am. That is the God that I am through the heart mind. When you see a deer, that is the God that I am. When you see a starlit night sky, that is the God that I am. It changes your whole perspective. Believe you me. Practice it. You see what I mean? Only through the heart mind, not the head, not the ego mind. We continue to ascend above the planet. Some of us step outside our physical form if we're carrying physical form and hover effortlessly above it. The reason we do this is because it's fun and we can. We come into full contact with this massive crystalline light tower. We created this tower, larger than the solar system and beyond. Now, in the center of the column, we see this massive oblong sphere. In the center of the sphere, we see this golden white bowl of light. Now, it in turn is surrounded by multicolored rings of light that seem to go on infinity and beyond. Now, the golden white bowl of light is the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest purest, eternal love. And they've created this massive, super bright white light cloud, mist, sparkling, reflecting, and flashing. And it's absorbed through our heart minds. And it's like a warm embrace that never ends. And after we discover the golden white bowl of light, then we understand that well-being follows. Gratitude, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, massive prosperity, massive abundance. And then we discover that all of that is a reflection of the gods that we are within these bodies. Now, at the top, we designed it so the golden ocean can come cascading down 360 degrees, 24/7, infinity and beyond. What is the golden ocean? It's the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest, eternal love. And we're swimming in it. And it is flooding, saturating, permeating all life, the highest supreme value in the universe. In this planet. We're drops of that golden ocean. Not only that, we hold the essence to the golden ocean. Golden ocean is the drops, drops of the golden ocean. And the only illusion is separation. We see our meditative sphere, it's that center circle. We all created this sphere over 4 years ago. It holds over 1,800 of our meditations in perpetual motion. All those meditations, every day, 7 days a week, for over 4 years, hundreds of millions of us on and off world, consciously aware to a certain extent, focused on this little blue planet, on the outer rim of the Milky Way galaxy, for its complete, absolute liberation. The end of lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies. Nothing can stop it. Nothing. Now, these meditations grow, intensify, and expand. Flooding this planet. Now you can tap into this meditative sphere anytime you choose. You just sit in a comfortable position. Don't move a muscle. Focus on your breath and listen. Sitting quietly and peacefully paves a direct path to the greatest awakening. It is this extremely simple and effortless task that attains such miraculous results. I join you in the meditation and return to close us out. Take an easy breath in through the nose and an easy breath out through the mouth. Be still. In this day and age, every person needs to experience some type of illumination. You are that person. Your greatest assignment is to let yourself be illuminated by your own presence. Buddha once said, be a light unto yourself. Let your light shine everywhere you go, as if profoundly loved and honored person had just entered the room. Be lit up by your own vibration, and you'll light everyone's as well. With all your heart, every day, celebrate this magnificent, divine, magical, manifesting being you already are. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, following morning. And we'll return here Tuesday, March 8th, 2022, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation